Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 4th episode of GRAFFTV. Today we have a special interview. Our first active writer who is currently killing the streets of Los Angeles. He's an all-star. He's an MVP candidate on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most talented and daring young artists of this era. The one, the only, ARTE. Hey man, welcome to the show. It's great to finally have you here.
Thank you. Glad to have me.
How are you doing, man?
Kind of nervous, a little faded. Usual.
It's all good, bro. Let's get this interview started. First, I want to start with talking about your roots.
Okay.
Your grandmother, she's from Nayarit, Mexico.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about her and her birthplace?
I don't really know much. She never really tells us about her past, but I know she came from there and she talks a lot about her village, but she never really tells us what she went through to get over here, you know, to cross the border and like help us out to, well, have a better life pretty much.
Is she from your mother or father's side?
Mom's side. I never met my dad, so never met my grandma, grandpa on their side.
Would you know, do either of your parents or your grandparents have artistic ability like yourself?
Fuck no, just me. I'm the only one that actually put the passion into it and kept going with it and just kept going with my dream, you know?
You mentioned you never had contact with your real father,
Right.
but your mother, can you tell us about her? What type
My
of person
mom,
is she?
She's a trooper. She just looked out for me all my life, you know? She tried to raise me herself, never really had potential for herself either, so I don't know how she raised me, but I pretty much raised myself my whole life. But she's been there. She's, you know, she's my mom. I love her.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I just had a sister recently, 5 years ago.
Nice.
So it's like almost 2 decades of my life I've just been a lonely child. And I just had a sister, and it's like beautiful.
Where were you born?
I was born here in Hollywood on Sunset, Children's Hospital.
Nice.
Yeah.
Around what area of Los Angeles did you grow up in?
Virgil Village, Sunset, Hollywood, East Hollywood, West Hollywood.
How would you describe growing up in that area of Los Angeles? Dangerous? Easy living?
Ghetto. Ghetto as fuck. But fuck it, that's where it's fun, you know? Like, the more ghetto, the more community it is, to be honest, because people aren't ashamed of being who they are.
Growing up as a young kid, what were you like? Were you a quiet kid, always into trouble?
I was the loud one, always into trouble, silver teeth activities, rounding people up to go do bad shit with me. But shit, we had fun. There was good times.
What did you want to be when you were growing up as a little kid?
I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, believe it or not. But then I caught a lot of felonies in between that, so dream's over.
Growing up during those times, what would you do for fun? Video games, skateboards, sports? What were the activities you were into?
I was never into video games as a kid. I was always outside because I had to be. My mom was out gangbanging, chilling, doing her own thing, so I had to be myself and raise myself in the street. So I was always out. I was never really home. Yeah.
How was that like, having a mom who gangbangs? Why don't you go into that lifestyle as well?
Well, I saw them all, as she gangbangs, I grew up with all of them too, you know, they would always be around. So I saw it all happen in front of me. And I would see how they would just eat each other and you're just wasting your life for some streets that you don't even fucking own. So I stayed away from that as much as possible.
Would your mom get into trouble a lot? How would that make you feel? Would you be alone sometimes?
I was alone all the time. I was raising myself, so while I was raising myself, that's when I would just go get my friends, you know. We'd go get into shit, ride our bikes, fucking find the next prank to do, next crime. It was boring a lot of the times. But shit.